At 3:04 a.m., my phone showed a photo of my bedroom taken by Jeff. The image glowed in the dark, as if someone had been watching me sleep. I stared at the screen, heart thudding, wondering who or what had snapped it. And then the line on the screen flickered, spelling a single word. There. I'm a software analyst, a night owl who spends weekends with a close-knit group of 4. Jeff and I met in freshman line for student IDs, bonded over a terrible photo, and never looked back. We shared apartments, holidays, late-night drives, even the same coffee maker that whistled at 2 a.m. Our friendships felt like a safety net, a family we chose. None of that mattered after the night of October. The night the hallway stare began. The setup. Our lives revolved around a modest 2-bedroom apartment above a Vietnamese restaurant. The air always smelled of pho and sriracha, the hum of the street below a constant lullaby. Evenings were filled with game nights, cheap wine, and the easy silence that only years of trust can produce. First contact that Tuesday, the group gathered around the coffee table, laughing over a story Jeff told about a road trip. He'd always framed that tale as the 2 idiots who missed the band. Tonight, the punchline landed on me alone, and his eyes lingered on me a beat too long. A chill ran down my spine, but it gets worse. The phone call later, I was in bed, the house quiet except for the soft buzz of my phone. Jeff's name lit up the screen. I answered, expecting a drunk dial. His voice was flat, then warm, repeating the phrase, "There you are." A photo followed a picture of my house, taken from outside, the bedroom window lit by my phone screen. I stared, then the photo vanished from my gallery. The tire the next morning, a flat tire waited for me in the office parking garage. Near the valve stem was a thin, pointed object, like a broken spade tip. When I called Jeff, he claimed he'd stopped by to drop off Hannah's scarf and grabbed Amaya's phone. He offered a ride. I accepted, though the unease had settled like dust, and then the spade appeared in his Instagram story, held in his backyard, smiling. The drive in the car, Jeff showed me random pictures on his phone, landscaping projects, vintage watches. His thumb flicked past an image of a dimly lit parking garage, the exact angle of my own spot. I asked, "Did you just see my garage?" He scrolled, found nothing, and said, "Just random stuff." His smile didn't reach his eyes. The hallway back at my apartment, I went to the bathroom. Jeff stood in the hallway, just a breath away, his expression unreadable. He said, "There you are," as if he'd been waiting for me. I told myself it was fatigue, a trick of low light. The texts that night. A text arrived, no message, just a photo of my house at night, the glow in my window. The next day, my tire was fixed, but the spade remained on my mind. I tried to shake it, but the feeling lingered like a phantom limb. The visit, I drove to Jeff and Hannah's, the route familiar, the car's scent heavy with Jeff's cologne. Their house felt off. Curtains drawn, a new chair I didn't remember, a photo on the wall I'd never seen. The picture showed a circle of people around a fire, faces turned inward, none looking at the camera. Jeff brushed it off as a bonfire photo. The tea, they offered tea. The room grew heavy, the air thickening with a scent I could not name. Hannah asked me the same questions over and over, each one a gentle probe. I felt my thoughts lag, the words sticking in my throat. The train, a distant train horn, cut through my phone call with Amaya, a sound that didn't belong to any line near us. I looked up, and Jeff stood outside my car, his hand on the door, eyes fixed. He didn't speak, just watched as I drove away, his silhouette lingering in the rear view. The police station, I went to the police, tried to explain the series of oddities. An officer listened, eyes narrowing. Then Jeff walked in, placed a hand on my shoulder, and smiled. He winked. The officer dismissed my claims as stress. I left with Jeff, the car looping around the same blocks. the cityscape repeating like a broken record. The fog when I finally fell asleep in Jeff's passenger seat. A thick fog pressed at the windows. I woke to a rhythmic thump, a train's echo in the walls. The room was different. 4 photographs on the mantel, each showing a circle of people around a fire. On the mantel lay a folded napkin stained dark, and 4 human teeth small and flat. Ritual items surrounded them: charred wood, dried herbs, a rusted key. I felt a cold hand brush my cheek. The staircase footsteps crept down the stairs. Jeff appeared at the bottom, his smile wider, his eyes unmoving. He didn't blink. He stood there, hands in his pockets, as if waiting for a performance to start. The confrontation. I demanded answers. "What is this?" I shouted. He answered, voice calm, "You've been chosen." The fire, the photos, the teeth, they're all part of a larger purpose. He spoke a name I couldn't place, a title that seemed to anchor the room's darkness. The final reveal. Amaya emerged from a cracked doorway, her face slightly off, eyes too wide, smile stretched. She whispered, "There you are," and beckoned toward the basement. Hannah, covered in blood, laughed, a sound that turned my stomach. I lunged, striking her, but she fell and kept laughing, eyes fixed on nothing. The escape. I pounded the window. Glass shuddered but held. Cracks spidered, spreading like veins. I tried the door, no knob, just a smooth plate. The room pressed in, the air heavy with incense and ash. The ending. Jeff stood in the hallway, unmoving, his smile the last thing I saw before everything went black. When I opened my eyes, I was alone in my own bedroom, the morning light filtering through curtains. The photos on the wall were gone. The mantel was empty. Only the echo of Jeff's final words lingered. "She can't wait to meet you." So I left the story on a forum, hoping someone would see the pattern before it reached them. Since then, I've stopped trusting the familiar, double-checking every shadow, every phone notification. Friends have reported similar "there you" moments, strange photos, and silent calls. What do you think really happened? Leave your theory in the comments. If you crave more unsettling tales that blur the line between reality and nightmare, check out Audible's 30-day free trial, perfect for horror audiobooks that will keep you up at night. Subscribe for a new nightmare delivered every week and keep the lights on. What do you think was really behind Jeff's smile? Tag someone who'd never sleep again. Save this so you don't forget it.